I was guided to Lexington Park Dentistry from our speech therapist. My middle son had a fairly significant tongue tie, and being 8 years old, I knew I wanted it to be taken care of um, the best way possible, which from my research showed that using the laser was more precise. So we went ahead with Lexington Park Dentistry. We're military, so we had some hurdles with coverage and everything, but I knew that we wanted to go this route, and I'm so thankful we did. Um, he has come so far with his speech, being paired with speech therapy and using his myo brace now, um, just leaps and bounds. So that led me, first of all, to Lexington Park Dentistry. I also had a older son who was at a different office where he was seeking we were just having orthodontic care for him, and everything was going fine to my knowledge. My son was in an expander, and we got to a point where the expander fell out, and then he put in another one, and then he said, the doctor said, well, we don't need to do any more expansion. And I knew something was up with that because his mouth still looked pretty small. Like I could tell he had, from his x-rays, you could see that he had a lot of teeth that still needed to come in. So I met up separately with the doctor and asked what the next steps were. And they said, well, you've used all of your normal coverage, allotted coverage for the orthodontic care. And I said, wait a second. You haven't really done anything to my son's mouth. And he responded with, well, I only care about the front 6 teeth being straight. And I said, okay. And he said, yeah, I'm not concerned about airway or breathing. And I said, well, I am. I'm very much concerned about that. This son in particular has a lot of mouth breathing, and he's the one that will snore at night. So I definitely had those concerns. And when that doctor said that they were not at all worried about that, that's not where their expertise was, I continued with saying, well, okay, thank you. Like knowing I'm not going to stay, and knowing about Lexington Park Dentistry and how much they care about airway and breathing and how all of these things work together. Just later in life, I want to set my children up for success later in life, including not having the same kind of stresses that I have just in my body because I know that my orthodontic care was not handled well. So, let's see. I would definitely say go with your gut when you don't feel that the needs that you or your child have are being met. Go somewhere else. Look for another opinion. We even have my daughter going through the expanders, and now she's also in a myo brace because we want to set up for success. I think it's in my age, just growing up, we did lots of things that seemed new and the right thing to do, but we did braces and things like that way later than they're doing now. And I think there's just more technology and more knowledge to know that it's better to get on the front end of it. So I definitely suggest to not wait too long and to trust your doctors, especially when we had Isaiah's tongue release done. I just appreciate the patience. It's nice to be supported and feel like you're cared for and almost like a member of the family. Like, I know sometimes it's obnoxious having all 3 of my noisy children in the office, but just the staff has just been so kind. I just really appreciate the care you've given my kids.